So you're trying to spice things up for Valentine's Day, and I bet like a lot of people, you've tried the old favorites like candlelight, maybe a really nice Valentine or some heart-shaped chocolates. Ooh, I'll bet you've tried roses, because who doesn't like roses on Valentine's Day? Or maybe even some expensive French champagne. Above all, I bet you've tried a little Yeah, because we all know where that goes. But what I'm telling you today is maybe what you should try instead is just a really good dessert that's easy to make, that'll look like you put a lot of time into it, but you actually didn't. So come on, let's head into the PG kitchen, because today I'm going to show you how to make a creme brulee. Now, creme brulee is one of those desserts that you get at fancy restaurants, but it actually couldn't be much easier to make because there's really only 4 ingredients, and that would be some heavy cream, vanilla, sugar, and egg yolks. And it gets its name, it's an English dish that goes back to the 17th century that means, creme brulee means burnt cream, because what you do is you're going to have a custard, and then when it's, after it's chilled for a few hours, you're going to caramelize sugar on the top, which gives it a really nice hard shell. So you have that creamy underneath and the real sweet, crisp top, which is why it's such a great dessert. The first step in this recipe is to take 3 cups of milk or cream, and we're going to heat it over a fairly low heat till it's simmering but not boiling. This recipe takes 6 eggs that we're going to just use the yolks, so you can save the egg whites for an omelet or some other use in the kitchen. So I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of granulated sugar. Whisk the yolks with the sugar just until they're blended. Pinch of salt. And you'll know this is getting hot enough when it just starts to simmer around the edges. This is called tempering. You want to just do a little bit at a time, or it will cook the eggs. And this is just sort of straining out any of the solids in the cream. Now, I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, or almost. Now when the custard is prepared, what I'm going to do is ladle it into these ramekins, and then I'm going to place it into the oven and cook it in a bath. I'm going to pour in hot water on the side, and you want to do it very slowly. Put this in. This is where your skill comes in, or not. 30 minutes. Now you're going to know when your brulee is done when it looks set, but still jiggles a little bit in the middle. It'll continue cooking once you pull it out. And then once they're cooled, you're going to stick them in the fridge for at least 4 hours. Now what makes a creme brulee obviously is the hard caramelized sugar on top. And you can do that of one of 2 ways. You can put the sugar on and do it under your broiler, or you can do it the much more fun way with a blowtorch. And I picked up this little baby in the strip, and I mean they're fairly inexpensive and they're really fun to use with adult supervision. And I'm going to use a raw sugar. I'm just going to sprinkle about 2 tablespoons or so on top. And now we're going to caramelize it. And that just means melt it into a liquid. So I got my trusty blowtorch. And I think I can, it's going to go on. I know what I'm doing. Woo! There you go. I'm just going to go back and forth like this. Woo! Some people like a little bit more burnt of a crust, others like it a little bit lighter, so it really depends upon what your family prefers. And then we're going to let it cool, obviously. You'll have that sugar shell. Now there's any kind of creme brulee that you want. This is a lemon brulee. It's been infused with some lemon zest that was cooked with it and then pressed out, but there's also savory creme brulees, believe it or not, made with goat cheese and fish, so it's not necessarily the sweet dessert that you might imagine. And of course these recipes are going to be on the Post-Gazette at postgazette.com/food. So we've made the lemon brulee. I'm going to make a meringue that's going to go on top, and then we'll brown it with the torch. Now, to make a meringue, it's really, really important that you start with a very, very clean bowl. Whoop. Almost dropped that in there. I'm just going to beat this until we get soft peaks. About a minute or two. Now to this we're going to add 3/4 cup of sugar, and we're going to do it gradually. Oh, I don't know if this is working. So we're going to put a little on the top. A little bit more there. I hope to God this works. It is. How about that? And there you have it. Lemon brulee with a meringue top. And hope that helps you heat things up for Valentine's Day. And catch us again in the Post-Gazette kitchen next month. See you later. Turn this off. I don't know how.